Hello, I wanted to make my own video to show you guys some of the things that I've been doing, some of the things that I have, and some of the tips that I've learned on this journey through zero waste. I've been spending a lot of time doing research, talking to people, reading a lot of things, making small changes here and there. It's been challenging, but also very, very fun, and I hopefully am educating some people out there on things that they can do themselves. Things that I've done have been really, really easy and cost me very, very little money, if at all. So it's really no hassle at all to make any of these changes. It just has to matter to you in some way, shape, or form. So some tips that I've learned that have helped me is to start small and start slow. It was really exciting and overwhelming at first with all the information that's out there and all the videos I've watched and all these things. And I've joined this group on Facebook that is like all for zero waste people. And you just go on there and you ask questions about stuff like, how can I change this? And what's a good alternative for this? And how can I not produce waste during Halloween? Like all of these things that I think about all the time, but it's like, it's too much to do at once. So you just kind of have to just deal with it and make changes slowly, and just remember that even one change here and there is still making a difference and also costs you less money. So that's pretty awesome. Another thing that I have learned, I've only been doing this for like a few months now. It's been a really, really slow process, but another thing that I've learned is to start with things that are important to you. So something that's important to me is the kitchen. I am in here a lot. I spend a lot of time in here, and I also do the bulk of the grocery shopping. So I need to make sure that things are going the way that I want them to go in here, because when Joseph goes grocery shopping, I want to know that he's doing the same things that I'm doing, that we're both on the same page with this kind of stuff. So it's my job to make sure that he has what he needs, I have what I need at all times, and make sure that we know what we're doing and we're making the right decisions for us. Do things that work for you. And that's something I think that is important to remember on this journey for everyone who's doing it. Everyone doesn't need to do the same things. Some things don't work for some people, and that's fine. And you just have to be okay with that. You just have to do what works for you. You have to be willing to try stuff. You have to be willing to make changes, and you have to commit to doing this. And even if it's just one change here and there, it's still something. It's better than nothing. You're still making a difference. So again, yeah, I started in the kitchen, and it's been really fun. A little challenging because I work a lot of hours. You guys know I work 60 hours a week, and Joseph is now working full-time at school, and so we're not around a lot. So I have 2 days off a week that I need to spend my time wisely. And lately I've been spending all of my time doing research, and I feel really guilty being on my phone all the time. But guess what? I don't feel guilty anymore because I'm educating myself and I'm doing research, and that is not a waste of time by any means. So I'm really proud of that, and I feel like I want to share some of that stuff with you guys because it's really, really cool, and it makes me feel really good to do some of it, and because it's really easy. So with the kitchen, there are a lot of easy things that you can do. A lot of these things that you're already going to have and you don't have to buy. So that is really great. And if you do have to buy these things, it is going to save you money in the long run, because everything that you're doing for this is going to be reusable. You'll never have to buy these things again, ever. They're going to be for life. Well, most of the things. So let me show you some of the things that I have that I've been using, that you probably already have most of these things. But if you don't, you can try them, or you can try other things. If you have anything that you'd like to share with me that you're doing that I'm not doing, let me know. And just as a side note, I'm sure you can maybe see some of the things in my kitchen right now during this video that you're like, why does she have that? I'm still making changes. This is a journey. It takes time to make these changes, so not everything is going to happen at once. So we all just need to be okay with that and remember that we need to help each other make changes and find new things to do. So let's start. I'll show you this right now. I have accumulation of paper bags now because I don't use the plastic shopping bags at the store. I also use reusable fabric bags. I'm sure everyone has those. I have a ton just that I have accumulated over the years. Like when I was a kid, you get them free, like from the grocery store sometimes, or you get them free like if you spend so much money at some store. I have like a library bag. I have a bunch of just bags, so I have them in my car. Joseph has some in his trunk also. That way we always have them whenever we need to go on a impromptu trip to the grocery store or something like that. So we don't use plastic bags. But I also use paper bags sometimes because they degrade. And I can also use them for a ton of things. I can use them in the compost pile. I can use them for a ton of stuff. But now I'm also using them for garbage bags, which is also really great because now I don't have to buy garbage bags. That's one less expense on my grocery bill. And I feel really good about that because it's not hurting the environment. You know, it's very minimal waste and it's going to degrade. So I have to take the garbage out a little bit more often, but I think it's a small price to pay for the difference that we're making by doing this, and I think it's worth it. So paper bags or any other kind of alternative that you have. I also have learned from some people on the Facebook page that I am on to save any kind of bag that you have. Some people will use like animal food bags that they have, like cat food bags or dog food bags or litter bags. Anything that you have that you get, you can save it and use it. And I'm going to show you another product that I have that ties into that in a little bit. But for now, talk about these paper bags. Next thing I have are these really awesome reusable produce bags that I literally just bought. That was one thing that we struggled with. We were doing really well with a lot of things, but we buy a lot of produce, and you can't just put your naked produce on the belt. You just can't do that. And it's just, you have to have it in a bag. So I would have to use those stupid plastic bags. And I was like, we need to not do that. What can we do? And I learned that they have reusable produce bags. And I bought some on Amazon and they are awesome. And we love them. And you can use them for anything. We're even using them for things that aren't in the kitchen. We use them for just carrying things from place to place. It's just so awesome. I'm thinking about buying more of them. They even have these tags on the side that tell you how much they weigh, which honestly, they don't weigh like barely any more than a produce bag anyways. It doesn't even bother me at all. Like, you know, most grocery stores don't have the ability to subtract this weight anyways, so you just kind of just have to eat it. And it's really not that much when you think about it, and it's going to save, I mean, you're making a difference by doing that, so you need to make a choice, honestly. Next thing I have is these silicone cupcake liners that I have. It's the only silicone equipment that I have in this kitchen, but it's on my list now to get more of these things because they are great. Nothing sticks to them, and I don't have to throw them in the trash. All I have to do is wash them in the sink, and I can reuse them as many times. They are for life because they are silicone and they don't break down. So that does kind of suck. I feel bad purchasing those products because I'm promoting the production of more of those products. It doesn't make sense to me in my head, but honestly, it does because it lasts you for life. So it's not like I'm going to be buying, every person who buys silicone is not buying these forever. They're buying them one time and that's it. So I need to be okay with that. So I'm going to be buying more things like that. I use a lot of parchment paper and a lot of foil in here, and I don't know why I'm doing that because I don't need to. And guess what? It'll be one less thing that I have to buy on my grocery bill again. So more silicone. Yay, more silicone for the kitchen. Next thing I have is Tupperware. I have an accumulation of this from over the years. I'm sure everyone does. This is a sour cream bin. This is from like deli meats I used to buy. I don't buy animal products now anymore, but I still can use the products that they come in. They're working really great. So now we don't use Ziploc bags. We don't use plastic wrap anymore. You just use stuff that you already have. I didn't have to buy any of these things. And like for things like for meals and stuff, like I like to put cling wrap over like a plate or something like that. But guess what? I don't need to do that. It does not make sense. Put it in a Tupperware with a lid. No trash involved in that at all. And I think that that is the important part to remember about this. Next things I have are these jars. I like to buy things that come in glass jars mainly. I try to avoid any plastic, anything like that, because those are recyclable. And that makes me feel good about what I'm buying. This is plastic, but it's great because it has a screw top on it. So I know anything that goes in here is going to be like sealed really, really well. So I'm glad I kept these because they're actually really, really great. I have done some bulk shopping now. It's not a ton of bulk shopping, but it's some, and it's been really fun and really great. You just take it up to the register and they tear it for you and write the weight on it wherever. This is in permanent marker. These are chickpeas in here right now. But you can use these for anything. And this is a salsa jar that I had. This is a pasta sauce jar. This was an ice cream container that I bought. So use things that you already have. You don't have to buy anything new at all. Keep what you have. Find a way to store it. Find somewhere to put these things so it doesn't add up too badly. I mean, again, that's something that you just kind of have to work with a little bit. You'll find out what works for you, but don't throw these things away. They're reusable. You can take the labels off of it. If you want to ask me about it, I can give you the recipe for something that I made that took the labels off of these things. No problem. It's perfect. This is a beautiful jar. I don't know why we're not using them. It doesn't make sense to me. So that's another thing. This is not really, I mean, it's kind of like, it's more like minimal waste, but I didn't buy these. I got these from work because we weren't going to use them, but it's a resealable bag. So I decided to use it for the compost on my counter. It keeps the fruit flies down. I have no problem with fruit flies right now, which has been really great because we do compost again, because why are we throwing that in the trash? We don't need to. You can make soil. You don't have to buy potting soil. I have soil in my backyard to use. And it just doesn't make sense because guess what? It does degrade in the trash, but it takes a hell of a lot longer for it to break down, and it's anaerobic breakdown, which is really, really bad for the atmosphere. So that's something that I don't usually think about. So it's really important to try to compost if you can, because it does work really well. But also where I was going with that is that I saved this bag. It's like a totally random bag, but I didn't need to throw it in the garbage because I can use it. But I mean, I am going to throw it in the garbage eventually, but guess what? Reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm reusing this. It doesn't make, I'm not throwing it in the trash right now. And that's the whole point of that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm reducing, reusing, and recycling all the things on my counter at this moment. And I think that that is really great. And we all need to get back to that. Something else that I have that has helped me, it's not really zero waste, but it's been, you know, hard that I have to spend a lot more time cooking now. So this is a rice cooker that I've had for a really, really long time, and it is awesome. I love it. I use it every single day. I make multiple things in it at one time. I've made meals in here, but I make a lot of beans. I make rice, quinoa. I made pasta in here. I made a ton of things in here. If you don't have one, you should totally get one. They're awesome. You can get bigger sizes too, which is really great. I'm almost considering doing that. I love it so much. It's been such a lifesaver doing this. I do a lot of meal prep. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can ask me, but it's been really great. So there's only a few things on this counter right now, but it's all been really, really awesome and saved me a lot of time, and it saves me money in the long run. And I think that's the really important part to remember. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I have on my counter right now, or if anything that I have said, let me know. I'm also still learning, don't forget. So if there's something that you want to know about and I don't know, I'll look it up. And I can give you resources that I've looked at. Also, YouTube has been a great resource for me today. I've been on YouTube like all day, and it's been really, really fun. So yeah, I hope that some of the things that I've shown you here today have inspired you to, you know, do some research or make some changes that you can do today. You can make these changes today. It costs you nothing. So let me know how that goes for you. I'll hopefully make another video soon when I get some more stuff, and I'll get back to you. Okay.